journey into M.A. Moreno's memory palace. I have been trying to figure out who this Dark Lord Discount is. I discovered a letter at my door. This letter warned me that someone was trying to kill me. I would like to thank Alan Pritchett for sending this warning. In my confusion, I seem to have misunderstood who the killer was and just struck at the first person who showed up at my door.
Oh, hey Moreno, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. So, Bustin, have you seen my balcony?
No, I haven't.
Come along.
Okay. Wow, this is really high up, Mr. Moreno.
Yeah, take a look over that balcony.
Hey,
Go ahead, just kind of get up there a bit. Hold still. Hold still.
what are you doing?
I know you came here to betray me.
What?
Oh, I think you know. Now I do have a question for you, though. Intestines in or out?
Wait, if you're gonna push me over the balcony, does it really matter, Moreno?
Good point. That murder reminded me of something. Oh yes, of course, Hannibal from 2001, not a Space Odyssey, is directed by Ridley Scott based off of the 1999 novel by Thomas Harris. Much like the book that's based on, it's crazy. It's like this bizarre, almost vampire film, like love story between Clarice Starling and Hannibal Lecter with Gary Oldman in elaborate faceless makeup. The film actually tones down the book a bit. The book is actually my favorite of the books, even though Red Dragon is subjectively a better book just because it's nuts. It turned off Jonathan Demme and Jodie Foster. They wouldn't come back, so that's why Ridley Scott came in, and Julianne Moore takes over as Clarice, and she's perfectly fine as the older Clarice Starling. Sadly, some of the nuttier stuff, like Mason Verger's sister, had to be cut just for the sake of length, because the book is the longest book in the series. It also changes the ending of the book, but then again, I guess people weren't going to buy into that nutty, off-the-wall ending. If you're wanting something that's a legitimate follow-up to Silence of the Lambs, forget it. This is not. The book is not either. It's just crazy. Upon finishing that review, a new development occurred that showed that it wasn't Bustin at all. My memories are a little vague on this. I'm trying to search through. Some of it's still in black and white, but a few things stand out in distinct color.
Oh, hey Moreno.
Bustin?
Yeah?
How are you still alive?
That's just him.
Well, have a seat, I guess.
Okay.
How in the world did you survive that fall? And what's with that red hat?
Oh, well. See, the fall would have normally killed anybody else, but thanks to my Norwegian background, I managed to survive that fall. The hat kind of keeps my brain in, because, well, cracked my skull open. Then I got hungry. Speaking of which, do you mind?
Where's the top of your head? Ugh.
Well, come on, it's not that bad. Although, I can't really math anymore. And my speak skills, not good.
That's disgusting. How can you do that? Well, maybe it's not that bad. Let me try some. That's some good brain.
Ooh, a bigger chunk.
Well, the only other way I know you can get as mindless as you currently are is to check out Hannibal Rising, the 2007 prequel to the Hannibal Lecter saga. Oh, Hannibal Lecter would not approve of that segue, but I guess we must move on. based off of the simultaneously written novel by Thomas Harris. And the script is also written by Thomas Harris, and boy, is this terrible. The direction actually isn't bad. It's from the director of The Girl with the Pearl Earring, which was a well-directed movie, and so is this, but the source material is so awful that there's just no way that this movie could ever hope to work. Eastern European ninja taking on Nazis in France. If that sounds anything like Hannibal Lecter to you, go ahead, enjoy. It builds off of a subplot from the novel Hannibal, in which you find out that one of Hannibal Lecter's main motivations is the death of his sister in World War II. She was killed and eaten. That part in the film especially is actually perfectly good. It's the rest of the movie that's completely and utterly pointless, because it makes Hannibal Lecter into completely a revenge character. I mean, in the book Hannibal, Mishka is used as a reason for him having this attraction to Clarice Starling. It's just so goofy. There's a scene where he takes this, like, the bottom of a samurai mask and puts it on as if it's his muzzle from the previous movies, you know, to keep him from biting people. And that just pretty much sets the tone for the whole movie, where it's just so silly that there's no way you can take it seriously, but it's not as intentionally goofy as Hannibal is, so it's just lame. There's a character named Inspector Papil. I think if he would have been the focal point of the book and the film, it would have worked a lot better, because the other 3 books and the other 4 films are all focused on this, you know, police, or, you know, this investigative character who's trying to find out about Hannibal Lecter, and we're not directly following him. Even the book Hannibal only spends a little bit of time directly following Hannibal and going into his memory palace. This book is focused mainly on him, and so is the film. The performances in the film aren't awful, but they will not linger with you like the performances in the previous movies. Its ultimate sin is that it's dull, and you'll forget about it very soon after watching it. You might remember a few pretty images, because that's all the movie has going for it. And from the book you can't even get that, because the prose is the least readable of the 4 books. It's a rush job all around, and I would not recommend it at all. Does this mean that the well of discontinuity is sealed off forever and that discont has been defeated? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But this means that I can now turn my focus away from reviews and instead try to figure out who's trying to kill me, since it obviously wasn't Bustin over there. Until then, until I've determined what's going on, I'll just remind you that I put the cool in Cine-cool. So, that was the review, and I went searching for the answers. So, that's what I remember. And many more things. Life flashing before eyes. Mishka. Rosebud.
Welcome to the BDPSA, where I give peoples who know math and poor speak skills knowledge of films stuff. You know, learn things when fall and hit head, but survival skills of Norway make for a good story. And wow.